So I was going to start my Supra the other day. And it doesn't want to start. So I guess the starter is broken. Be sure to jack in a good spot. Okay, so it is jacked up off the ground, mostly level. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is immediately you want to disconnect your battery leads here, and always disconnect the negative first, for sure. Okay, so I pulled the battery all the way out, and it turns out like it was just dangling around in here. So. Okay, so the starter is right here, under the front left wheel. That's the motor. Here's the transmission. And this thing right here is what we're going to want to take out. Okay, so first thing we want to do is disconnect that wire up there. So I'm just using 2 of the longest extensions on my ratchet to reach up there. And then here's the top tip. After you took off a nut like this, you want to screw it back on where it came off. So what I was taking off was actually just the cable that was in between this nut and the bolt. So now that I pulled it out of the way, it's down here. I can just screw the bolt back on, the nut back on the bolt, and I know exactly where it came from. So here's the starter, and this is the bolt you need to pull out. It's got a nut on the one end, and the bolt on the other. And it's going to be one here, and there's one in the top side of the engine. The one on the top is actually this one, and it's going to be pretty hard to get to, but just need to pull that off. And it should come off. It's going to be pretty heavy, and you can just pull it out from the bottom is what I did. So you can flip the starter over, and you see there's going to be these 3 screws, I guess, right here, here, and here. And I've already pulled this one out with a screwdriver. You can do the other 3 now. Okay, I just got the last screw out, and this is going to really pop off here. There we go. And this. Okay, so as you can see in here, one of them looks nice and shiny, and this one isn't doing too good. So you can see it looks like what happened here is this one wasn't wearing down as much as the other one. You can see it's got quite some height on it. But this one on this side has worn all the way down there. And so, yeah. And so what I got here is this copper L bracket there. I've got a new one here. And we're just going to undo this bolt and throw it in there. And hopefully that's good enough. Maybe clean this up a little bit, but it should be good. Just throw in a new one of these. Okay, so I pulled that nut off, and there's a bunch of other stuff on the other side. I kept them in order here, and now I've just got this. It's kind of been hammered in there a little bit. I think you got it, so I'm gonna put it in the vise here and try to get it out. Okay, now I got it here, and the other one's just going to go right back on there. Okay, so you can see I just hammered it in here, but be very careful with the vise because copper is quite a soft metal. If you hit it too hard, you're gonna damage this, and if you squeeze it too hard, you're gonna damage the sides. I'll show you what I did to the sides here. There we go. That's good though. Okay, so you just want to clean it up a little bit here. Okay, so I'm going to throw this in the hole there. And then this on the other side. And then I got a washer that goes on here. I gotta hold this. Washer, and then a small, or a big nut I should say. Shallow one that is wide. That goes on first, and then you'll have this nut that goes on second. So I should tighten this one down first, but you get the idea. Okay, so I got everything on here. This is where the wire is going to go in between here when I put it up in the car to connect it. So I'm just going to leave it a little bit loose here. But that's generally how you put that in there. It's a bit bigger than the old one was, but it's not touching here, so it should be fine. Okay, so we got to clean up the contact surface here. And I'm just using the rough side of this sanding sponge here. And this is the part I've just sanded a little bit here. So it should work good. Okay, so I got it all cleaned up here. Just need to throw it in there. I put my gasket on there, and I can just slip this in. There we go. Alrighty, I got it here, and it should be ready to go back in. Okay, so I just connected the battery, and now we're going to do a startup here. So you can fix the no start on your 1982 Toyota Supra. You turn the key, it makes the noise, but it clicks, but it's not cranking over. Now you know what to fix. It's just the contact's gone on the starter mode.